Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Dead Money Sports NFL Contest Show. We've already got an interesting start to the Thursday night football game. Dallas taking a 7-0 lead with Javonte Williams getting a rushing touchdown. Looking good for a lot of points in this game, hopefully. I took the over 47. So hopefully we'll make some money on some of these bets we got going on, but would have sure liked to have seen Dak Prescott get a passing touchdown since I have the over one and a half touchdowns as part of I have it straight up and as part of a parlay. So, but that was a fast touchdown. I mean, it's not even just 3 minutes and change into the game, and they're already up 7-0. So, but hey, welcome to the stream. This is the NFL Contest Show, and this is a show where each week I will be discussing the Circa Millions contest and some of the other contests, but I am in the Circa Millions contest. So each Thursday, Circa puts out their lines, and we will be able to go over the games and determine which games we like, kind of which games we're leaning towards Thursday. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Circa Millions contest, the deadline to submit your picks is Saturday at, I think it's 4 p.m. Pacific. But I know it's Saturday afternoon. So I won't be making my selections on Thursday, but I'll definitely be, nice pass by Jalen. I'll definitely be I'll have a good idea already of some of the games that I like and going over what I like about them, what I don't like about them. I do have some strategies. If you're unfamiliar also with the rules of Circa Millions contest, you have to submit all 5 picks at the same time. So if you were to choose, say, tonight's game, if you took Philly minus the 8 points, you would have had to submit all 5 of your games. So I almost exclusively don't use Thursday night games. It's always the least picked one as well, so it is a spot where if you feel confident enough about your other 4 games, you can potentially get a point in the contest, where very few other entries will also get a point. Because right now we're looking at about 5,000 entries, a little over 5,000 entries. Saturday is the cutoff date, and they pay out the top 100 positions. So, you got to be good. You got to get somewhere around 60 points. There's a potential for 90 points total, and you need to be somewhere in the 60 range if you're gonna. There you go, Jalen. I think his rushing was over 7.5 yards, so that's a nice run right there. Yeah, it pays out the top 100 positions now, so you really got to be around 60 points in order to compete for a high-paying position. Top 10 is where you really want to be, but top 100, you'll get at least your money back, plus maybe a little something, depending on how many other people, because it will go over 100 if there's multiple teams tied. So Circa has released the lines, and we are going to start looking over them. I did put out my picks for the game tonight. You can see down here I got the over 47. What else do I have? I have Brown for Philly, AJ Brown touchdown. I have George Pickens anytime touchdown, and then the 2 quarterbacks over 1.5 touchdowns. So throwing it down for Thursday night football, first game of the season. You got to do it, got to love it. But as you can see here, here's the spread for all the games for week 1. And I mean, this went up significantly from what it opened up at 6.5. But again, Thursday night game's off the list. This Friday game is off the list because, again, you have to submit all your picks. And then in case you didn't see it, I am an Atlanta Falcons fan, so I almost never use the Falcons game in the contest because I just want to leave my own personal biases out of it, unless I'm very confident the Falcons are going to win. Otherwise, I just don't. That's just another game that I can scratch off the list, along with these two, and now I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4. Was it 14 games? Somewhere around there. So yeah, 14. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games. 13 games to choose from. So plenty of options. Now, if we want to just talk about the Chiefs-Chargers game, this line's actually changed. Let me see something very quickly. I can do this. There we go. So these are the current lines. At least it's the best lines for each one, or the most common odds for each one. And like with the Chargers, it's now 3.5. You can get plus 3.5 here at home against a team that, you know, they're great. Come on, throw it, Jalen. Throw it to A.J. Brown. Damn, of course they're going to give it to Barkley. Man, if they do that tush push again and Jalen gets a damn touchdown, it's going to be starting off the season already with that stuff. Let me see what I got here. Yeah. My opponent in fantasy has Saquon Barkley, so I would prefer it not be him in with the touchdown. Ooh. 2nd and goal. 3rd and goal now, they're going to have to throw it. I mean, they don't have to throw it, but they should. I need him. I need Jalen to get this touchdown pass early to get one of the 2 touchdown passes for this game. Here we go. AJ, find AJ. He's going to run it. Damn it. Damn it. And we got ourselves a ball game, folks. I mean, that over's looking nice, and that's my my biggest bet. So I need points, and it's still the first quarter. We got plenty of time. All right, did I jinx him? So we got 7-7 now. Right down the middle. All right, but I mean the Cowboys they're scoring points, which means that plus 8, plus 8.5 is looking really nice right now. But damn, man, I needed him to throw it. It's 2 rushing touchdowns already. Damn. But yeah, so we got the Chiefs-Chargers game coming up tomorrow night. That's going to be a great matchup. I mean, the defending AFC champions against a team a lot of people are predicting could give them a run for their money. So, you know, now it's up to 3.5. And I like the Chargers in this game, honestly. Getting the points. Oh, that's right. They're in Brazil. But still. You know, the Chiefs had to play playoff games. They've been doing they did their Chiefs Kingdom documentary, which was during the season, but then they had to do a lot of stuff like after the season was over to discuss how it all went down. You know, you got Travis Kelce and his engagement and all the things that life throws at you and when you're doing something like that. I just think you have a very hungry, very determined team with a good coach, good quarterback, good pieces. The defense has got some good pieces going up against a team that's just they've been playing into the playoffs every year for like the last 9 years or something like that, and they've been playing into the Super Bowl the last 3 straight. So, that wears on the body after a while, and I don't know if they lost to Detroit 2 years ago. They beat Baltimore last year. I think that was the first game of the season on that pinky toenail on the line. And so, I just don't know if they're gonna, if they're gonna have it all figured out week 1. While the Chargers, they've been plotting and scheming. Harbaugh's been, in the laboratory, with his milk and steak, game planning for this team. And I think he's got the pieces to get it done. Now, like I said, it's at 3.5 in some places, but you're getting it 3 in the Circa. But still, this I wouldn't play because it's a Friday standalone game and you would have to put in all your other picks. But I would take the Chargers, especially with the 3.5. These are the current lines right now down here. Or the consensus lines. These are what they're showing on the Action Network as the top odds right here. But Steelers and Jets, this is an intriguing game. This is one I've been contemplating putting in my 5. But they moved the line in the Circa up to 3. It was 2.5, and I would much prefer the 2.5 with Pittsburgh over the 3. I just think their defense is better. Rodgers, along with DK Metcalf and what they've got on offense. Roman Wilson, I think he's going to be a good wide receiver for them. Then you've got Freiermuth, and they've got Jalen Warren running back. They brought in some rookies, I believe. And you got Justin Fields, who, oh shit, they're ready to throw down now. I don't know what they're talking. They're talking some smack out there. When you had one guy spit on another player and get ejected, which is disgusting, by the way. And then now they just threw the flag, so somebody might get kicked out of the game. And this is not good, man. You can't be doing that. This ain't no scrimmage. This is the real deal. These games count. You can't be sitting, especially somebody like Jalen Carter, who's like their best run stuffing, just dominant interior lineman, man. Losing him on like the first play of the game. That's terrible. But yeah, back to this. The Jets and Steelers. I mean, it's definitely intriguing. I don't like the 3.5, especially when you can get it. Uh-oh. Where's the game at? There it is. Yeah, right now it's showing on ESPN's website here that it's 2.5. So you can get it at 2.5 at ESPN Bet, and I'm sure you can find that at other shops too if you shop around. So I would love it at 2.5, but 3 is what it's sitting at. So it is what it is. But I like this game. I like Pittsburgh's chances. I like that. I mean, the Jets got some pieces, man. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. They just lost Vera Tucker. They're good offensive lineman. That dude's great when he can stay on the field, but he gets these season-ending injuries. Gets these season-ending. Look, the Dallas got backed way up too. He keeps getting hurt, and it's just killing the Jets. And with somebody like T.J. Watt, man, he's just a game wrecker. Justin Fields can use his legs, but I don't know what you're going to get from their new head coach from Detroit. In his first game as a head coach, going up against somebody like Mike Tomlin, who's been around forever. And this isn't anything new to him. In opening day, he's done it so many times before. Where the Jets coach it's his first time. They are at home, which is nice. Uh-oh. Throw it, Dak. Oh, nice. CD? Nice. I need him to throw it to George Pickens, too. I got him on my fantasy team. But I'll take CD Lamb getting some yardage. But yeah, so it's definitely on my radar for Pittsburgh. And 3 obviously is the most common finishing score for an NFL game, like the difference in points, and it's not 3.5, so you have the potential for a push. So even if they win by 3, you you still got the half a point. So I like that game. Next up, Dolphins Colts. This is another one that's been on my radar, and this I love because it's a pick 'em right now, and I am certainly leaning towards the Miami Dolphins, which it is now. Let me see here. We can do this. Miami, where is it? I think it's back here. Yeah, the Miami Dolphins. Or yeah, it's shit. I like Miami, but what you're seeing now is they're actually, well, in some places you can get the Dolphins plus 1.5, which, I mean, in all reality, 1.5. That's if they win by 1, okay, you got screwed. But the likelihood is that the Dolphins, if they win, they're going to win by more than 2 points. So, I don't. This doesn't scare me off, and especially now that I'm getting a much, I'm not getting a very good line with the Circa because of the it's minus 1.5, but I still like the Dolphins. I like their offense. This is about the healthiest the Dolphins are going to be all year. CeeDee Lamb is just eating them alive. Philly lost so many players on defense from last year. Guys that went in other places in free agency and shit. So they're definitely not the same defense that they won the Super Bowl with. And George Pickens putting pressure on them, opening everything up for CeeDee Lamb. They can't cheat down trying to catch those short passes over the middle to CeeDee Lamb because they got to watch out for George Pickens taking the top off. But yeah, this Dolphins game, you've got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Tua. You've got all their pieces, the healthiest they're going to be all year. Their secondary worries me because they lost a bunch of guys to injuries in the preseason. But then the Colts quarterback situation is just, they've got so many good pieces with Jonathan Taylor, and they've got Pittman and Pierce, and they've got tight ends, Tyler Warren that they just drafted. Their defense isn't half bad, but man, Daniel Jones he's weird. He can use his legs. He's athletic, but he's so inaccurate with his throws. But he can make plays, and then you're like, man, where's that all the time? Ooh, look at that play. Philly's defense is turning it up now. So, I like the Dolphins in this one. The fact that the line has moved 1.5 in the direction of the Colts, that means that somebody's putting some money down on Indy. They're at home, so it's going to be loud. Their defense isn't half bad. So, I don't know. This one is, it's at the low end of the spectrum as far as games I'm going to pick to put in the contest. Now we got Carolina and Jacksonville. This game I like. I like this one a lot, and I liked it for the Panthers. Their defense was actually pretty good last year. They're one of the better defenses. They were good against. Nice, George. No flag. Oh, he did call flag. Damn. Throw it to Pickens in the end zone since he just got that 40-yard pass interference call. But I like Bryce Young. I like their running game. They have a good offensive line for the Panthers. Their defense wasn't great last year. Their offensive line was great last year. And Jacksonville's got a new head coach, new pieces. I like Travis Hunter. Obviously, Brian Thomas Jr. is good. ETN, their running game is questionable. Their offensive line is questionable. Their defense is, let's see what happens. I mean, I know Liam Cohen's supposed to be this great offensive coach. He's throwing it. He's throwing it. Throwing it to Pickens. Damn. But I just think the Panthers are going to be able to run the ball in Jacksonville. I think Bryce Young turned the corner last year. And with their protection from the offensive line, they're going to be a team to reckon with. And you're getting 3.5. Now, the line is still 3.5. In most places, it's still showing 3.5 at ESPN. So this is a good line. Jacksonville at home, I would say the humidity is going to be a problem, but it's just as humid in Carolina, so that's not a big deal. And I just think the hook with the 3.5, I mean, they could certainly win this game outright. Don't run it in. Damn it. First and goal for Dallas, but they're going to run it in for a score here shortly. But I'll tell you what, I guarantee you Philly was a popular pick with some people in the Circa Survivor contest, even though they're probably a better play for the Thanksgiving week when they're standalone game on Friday. They're one of the 4 games that are an individual week in that contest. But there's going to be a bunch of people who picked Philly, and Dallas is giving them the business now. Now, in the Survivor, that's just straight up win. It doesn't matter the spread. In the obviously in the millions, you're getting 8 points with Dallas. But, okay, we got the end of the first quarter, and it's a tie game, 7-7. So there's going to be some people out there that are sweating right now. And if you're holding the Dallas plus 8.5 ticket, you're really living large right now. But this game, this is definitely on my radar as one of the top 5. Panthers plus 3.5. I could see this making the card without a doubt. This is another intriguing game with the Commanders and Giants. It's 6 in the contest. It's 6.5 in real life. As much as I like the Giants defense and I think their front 4 is going to be dominant, I've actually used the Giants defense in a couple of daily fantasies. And they're actually my defense on my fantasy team. Because I really like their defense. I think the pressure from that front 4 with those guys that they've got are going to cause some turnovers. And they've got some defensive backs. And, Russell Wilson, everybody talks smack about him. But one thing is the dude prepares for the game. And he's got Malik Neighbors. They've got some pieces. If they can find a running game, they're going to give some people, some fits. So, it's only 6 here. You could be getting 6.5 because it's gone in the Giants' direction. Or Commanders are getting some money, so they're moving up to 6.5 at most places. This is probably a stay away for me, even though I like the Giants. I could see the Commanders it being a close game all the way through to the 4th quarter, and then some turnover or something happens, and all of a sudden the Commanders have a 2-score lead and they cover the spread. So this one's probably off the list. I don't have really much of an opinion one way or the other than I would like to see the Giants defense have a good game for my fantasy purposes. I mean, the total for this game is showing 45.5, so they're not expecting a high-scoring game. They're expecting Giants offense not to put up many points, and the Commanders to probably, hold their own, but still, like I said, Giants defense is going to give some people some problems this year for sure. So, yeah, I'm definitely off that game unless something drastic changes between here and now. So moving on to the Bengals and Browns. It's 5 in the contest. It was 5.5 everywhere for the longest time, and it's still holding strong at 5.5. Now, we've seen the Browns give this team problems, and we've seen the Bengals struggle in the first 2 weeks of the season over the last few years. Okay, here's Dallas. He's in the shotgun. And they hand it off. And he's in another rushing touchdown. 3 touchdowns so far this game, and all of them have been rushing touchdowns. So I am I am struggling right now with my touchdown bets. I've got passing touchdowns for the quarterbacks, and I've got receiving touchdowns for the receivers. And so far, nobody's getting any receiving touchdowns. But again, just starting the second quarter, so there's plenty of game left. But damn, getting the ball down there on passes inside the 5-yard line and then handing it off 3 times in a row is like, damn it. Damn it. I need some of this. I need some of that A.J. Brown. I need some of that, oh shit. I need some of that, I need some of that receiving action. Man, killing me. But there's a lot of people sweating out there. But the over's looking good. The over 47. I got that early in the week. It went all the way. It went down and back up again. It went from 48 and a half and went all the way down to 47. I jumped on it at 47 to the over, and it shot all the way back up to 48 and a half. At least at Caesars, which is right up the road from where I'm at, the casino I was at earlier. They went all the way up to 8.5. So we're back. I mean, up to 48.5. So got a good number on that one, and I'm feeling confident with 21 points in basically the first quarter, because there's 6 seconds left out of the second quarter. But the Bengals and Browns, the offensive line for the Bengals is going to be a revolving door, and the Browns have one of the best game wreckers in Myles Garrett, who also makes the other players around him better, because you got to double team him, which gives other guys one-on-ones, and his disrupting the quarterback can lead to turnovers, and he certainly can help with stripping the ball. And again, we've seen the Bengals struggle. Their offense is superb, but their defense is going to be who knows what. They finally got Trey Hendrickson signed, and he's been practicing, but how much in game shape he's going to be after sitting out most of training camp, and just what's going on with their defense in general. But I would prefer it if I got the 5.5. They took it down to 5, which is it's almost a dead number, but you would prefer 6 at least. But 5 points, I mean, if they win by 4, you would still cover. But I don't know. I mean, the Browns, with Joe Flacco, they've got some wide receivers. They've got a decent running game. And again, this is the healthiest this team's going to be all year. They're at home. The crowd's going to be all riled up. Everybody's optimistic about the season. And you got the Bengals coming in. Obviously, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Chase Brown. They can put up big numbers with Joe Burrow slinging the ball around. But if they can't block Cleveland's defense, and if their defense can't stop Cleveland's offense, if they just try to ground and pound it, which they could certainly do, and play action for Joe Flacco, he likes that type of game plan. They could certainly hold their own and win this game outright. So even though I'd prefer the 5.5, this one it's making the list of games to consider. I really think the Browns are going to give Cincinnati everything they can handle week 1. Ooh, big hit. Big hit. Big hit on Barkley. Raiders and Patriots. The new look Raiders, the new look Patriots. You've got Pete Carroll coming in, Mike Vrabel coming in for New England. You've got Geno Smith, who he just kills me because he loves to throw interceptions in the red zone. He'll get you all the way down inside the 10-yard line and then throw a pick right in the end zone. But I think with Austin Genty, with Bowers, Myers didn't get traded. He was kind of upset, but I think he might get some incentive increases. There we go, Devontae Smith, from the Raiders. I mean, he got quite a few targets last year. Myers did, and he was pretty good, their wide receiver. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you have Max Crosby, who's always a game disruptor. And, with Pete Carroll, he's going to play that same style of defense that they had in Seattle, and he's going to get young guys out there, athletic guys out there. He's going to teach them the fundamentals, and he's going to be a good game planner. Now, this game's no, it's still sitting at 2.5. But I like the Raiders in this one. The weather's not going to be, it shouldn't be a factor. I'll have to double check that. It's in New England, though. It's not going to be cold. It could obviously be raining, but well, it's showing 66. So it'll be a perfect day for weather for this game. And I think with Geno Smith and Genty and the pieces that the Raiders have, and then the new coaching. I know Vrabel, they went out and they spent a bunch of money on new players. They really did spend some money in free agency, and they got some pieces to go on defense, and they brought in some guys to help Drake May. He still is a second-year quarterback, and he's got some skill. Oh, to tell you what, Dallas is tackling good. No yards after the catch, really. I don't know. I like the Raiders in this one, but with the 2.5, it's on the bottom of the barrel as far as games are concerned. Because the Patriots could certainly, with I've said it before, Mike Vrabel now is probably the best game planner head coach in the NFL. It was Bill Belichick, but I would say, because look at what he did with Tennessee with the roster that he had. He took all the best teams right to the edge, beat them sometimes, made the playoffs. They just couldn't get it done in the playoffs. They just didn't have the horses. Ooh, nice. Uh-oh, that guy's out. Oh, no, he got up. So this one is probably off the list for now. And now we move on to the Saints and the Cardinals. Now the Cardinals are 6.5-point road favorites against the Saints, who are starting Spencer Rattler, who I personally got to see play when he was with the Falcons there for a short period. And the kid would make some plays every once in a while, but for the most part, he just didn't process the game quick enough. So I don't know exactly what to expect from him. Now, like in my daily fantasies, I've played Alvin Kamara just because I know he's going to get a lot of dump-off passes, so he'll get a lot of points from receptions. But, the Cardinals really went out and beefed up their defense. The offense should make some steps. Marvin Harrison's going to be in his second year. He's put on some weight. Obviously, Kyler Murray's healthy. You got Trey McBride. They got some pieces. They got James Conner. So they've got some pieces on offense. It's just a matter of, will the Saints be able to score? Because they've got Brandon Cooks. They got Rashid Shaheed. They've got some pieces that can. Is he going to get it? He did get it. Oh, he slid before the first down. I know they're going to give it to him. So this is a tough one. Because, you got to expect the Cardinals to really put the beat down on New Orleans at home week 1. But again, Spencer Rattler at quarterback does not inspire me at all. So this is on the list. This is on the list of games that I could potentially go after. Now, I think this is going to be popular. I actually think the Cardinals are going to be a popular pick in the contest. So I may avoid it for that reason, even though this is early in the season. Being contrarian is not an issue. Right now, it's all about stacking points. You want to finish the first quarter, the first 4 weeks, with 15 points would be awesome. If you could somehow have 15 points after 4 weeks, you're doing good. Anything better than that, you're doing really good. If you're doing better than that, when I won the first quarter prize, I went 18-2. And that was amazing because I went 5-0 the first 3 weeks. Got lucky as fuck on a couple of those. But yeah, you want to be in a good spot after the first quarter. You don't want to be behind. You definitely don't want to be like at 10 points or even 12 points after 4 weeks, because you're you're fighting an uphill battle the rest of the way. You still have your quarterly prizes that you can go after, but you're chasing those leaders. You're chasing those teams that got off to a really hot start. Now I've been in this contest every year since they started it, and I've seen guys who win the first quarter, like just fall apart the rest of the way. You know what I mean? So it happens, but making up that ground, you want to have at least 15 points at the first 4 quarters. So for me, it's all about getting as many points as possible in the beginning of the contest. So I don't care if I have. Look at Jalen. Go. Don't let him score, though. Okay, make him throw it. It's all about getting as many points as you can get in the beginning. So don't worry about being contrarian. So if the Cardinals minus 6.5 is worth the play, I don't care if it is a popular pick, because a popular pick could be a winning pick. Okay, next game on the list is Bucks and Falcons, and I said that before, that I don't bet Falcons games in the contest simply because I am a Falcons fan. I want to leave my bias out. All right, come on, Jalen. Throw the ball and throw it to AJ. Damn it. Of course they're giving it to Saquon again. They got the best offensive line in football. But I do like the Falcons' chances here. I mean, it's only +2 now. It's minus 1.5, so you're actually getting a better number in the contest. They're at home. They beefed up their defense. Their offense is great. With Todd Bowles, his defense, you're always going to get they're going to go after – they're going to stop the run. They're going to try to stop the run and, put you in down and distance in second and third down. Their offense is missing some pieces, but I like that Egabuka from Ohio State. I put him on my fantasy team, but him and Baker Mayfield, but they're sitting this week because I don't want them to do well. Come on, throw it to AJ. Don't let him run it again. Fuck, 4 rushing touchdowns already. Damn. 4 rushing touchdowns already. Wow. They're throwing the ball all over the place, but then when they get down into the red zone, it's run, and nobody guarded Jalen. There was nobody on covering the quarterback. Damn. He's already vulturing touchdowns, man. Elliott makes it a tie game. But yeah, so I like the Falcons' chances in this game, but I won't be putting it in the contest. Michael Penix, we're going to see what he's made out of. Obviously, Bijan Robinson is supposed to be the best individual player as far as fantasy is concerned, so obviously they expect big things from him. Drake London, Kyle Pitts has got all the athletic gifts in the world if they can just figure out the way to get him in the mixed in the offense. And then their offensive line is great. They lost their tackle, though. They're all pro tackle, McCrary, but they're still going to have a great offensive line. So Bijan should definitely do well. I put him in a couple of daily fantasy lineups this week to see how he does. But yeah, this one's off the list. Like I said, unless I'm totally confident in them, and I know the Bucks are they're still steaming about those 2 losses last year. Even though they won the division, they lost both games to the Falcons, and they really had chances to win both of those games and just blew it and gave the games away when they should have won outright. So they're definitely going to be looking for a little get back when they come to Atlanta for opening day. That's what this is, by the way. First game, my hat from the first game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Wearing it as a lucky charm this season. Let's see how they do. Moving on, Titans and Broncos. The debut of the number 1 pick, Cam Ward, quarterback for the Titans. Going up against probably one of the better defenses in the NFL, and the Broncos, and an offense that's making strides. Bo Nix, second year. Sean Payton, second year. They brought in some rookie running backs, R.J. Harvey. They've got some pieces on as wide receiver in Cortland Sutton, and I think they traded a guy. They brought in some pieces from the draft, and then their defense is just phenomenal. They've got the reigning defensive player of the year and Patrick Surtain the second. So, yeah, this is a stay away game for me, just because I have no clue what the Titans are going to do. They have some good pieces. Like Jeffrey Simmons is awesome on defense. He's one of the best interior linemen in the entire NFL, and he can wreck shop. You know, he can really mess up your game plan. And if the other defensive players come to play, especially again week 1, they're going to be really healthy. All their players are going to be there. They could give the Broncos the business, and it's 8.5. I don't think they're going to win, but a number that big in a game that I'm not that confident in, I just don't. It's just a stay away from me. Yeah, it's still sitting at 8.5 right now, the consensus. I mean, the total's 42.5, so they're obviously not expecting the Titans to score many points. Bo Nix will be scrambling around doing his thing, extending plays. And I just think, Cam Ward's good. I took Calvin Ridley in my fantasy league as a receiver. I had Cam Ward as a backup quarterback, but I dropped him because I didn't want to play him this game, and I needed to sit Baker. I actually got Jordan Love in free agency. But, yeah, this is just a stay away because I can't make heads or tails of this game, because you could see the Broncos get out to a lead, maybe take their foot off the throttle and watch the Titans, because the Titans, I expect them to put up a lot of passing yards because they're going to be playing from behind. You could see them backdoor cover this 8.5. It just seems like too big of a number for me to get involved in this game, at least on this level, especially with such a low total. It's either Titans or nothing at this point, and I just can't. A first-year quarterback making a start in Denver, you know, that crowd's going to be loud, high altitude, you know, just all the nerves and everything. And, you know, they've got some pieces on offense, but I just don't know how good they're going to be against this Broncos defense. So scratch this one off the list. Now we're moving down to some hot action. The afternoon game, 49ers and Seahawks, where I live in Lake Tahoe. It's a 4-hour drive from San Francisco, 2 hours from Sacramento. So you have a lot of 49ers fans in this region, and Raiders fans, but more 49ers fans just because they've had more success recently. So this will be an interesting game with some people who are from around here, but I like the Seahawks in this game. I think their coach is going to have their defense playing really well. The 49ers are just dealing with so many injuries on offense. They've been decimated on the receiver end. They've just lost a bunch of pieces. Now their defense is good, but they lost pieces to free agency and that type of stuff, while the Seahawks are getting better. Now they did lose DK Metcalf, but they've got Cooper Kupp, who I think is going to be a good complement to Smith and Jigba. They've got the dual-headed running back situation of Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet. I like that 1-2 punch. We do have Christian McCaffrey coming back, so they got George Kittle still. But I mean, you're in Seattle. That crowd's going to be hyped. They've got a good defense. They've got a good offense. I just can't take the 49ers as a road favorite in this game. So I've circled Seattle, and again, it's moved to San Francisco -1.5 in the consensus. So I mean, you're getting a point of value with this line, as obviously there's some people who feel that the Seahawks are a live home favorite in this game. You know, they're probably taking the money line. If they're taking it here, they're probably taking it at the money line as well, or at least portion of it. When you're straight up betting, if you're going to take the home dog, you should do at least a partial bet on the money line, because there's a good chance they're going to win the game outright, which we'll discuss that on Saturday, because again, I will be putting together the parlay that consists of my 5 picks in the Circa Millions contest. But in a situation like this, if I were going to take the Seahawks for one of my 5 selections in my parlay, it would be the money line because I believe that if a team wins the game, they're gonna or covers the spread, they're gonna win the game. So either way, if Seattle wins and covers, if they cover the 2.5, they should win the game outright. Same thing with the 49ers. But I just like Seattle at home. This is on my list of potential plays. And again, when I do the Saturday show, which will be it'll be at 5:30 during the NCAA football, college football primetime game, which this week is Michigan versus Oklahoma. I believe it's the only game this weekend with two ranked teams. So should be interesting. And whoever wins it is going to take a leap up into the top 10 and have a good head start on getting into the college playoff. But so on Saturday at 5:30 p.m. East or 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern is when I'll be going live with the final selections for each week of the Circa Millions contest, and also we'll give out the parlay for each week consisting of the Circa Millions 5 selections. So now we've got a great game. A lot of division matchups in week 1, which I love because these games matter even so much more. We've got the Green Bay Packers with their new toy, Micah Parsons, taking on the reigning division champions, the Detroit Lions. Uh-oh, he got out of it. Go, Dak. Throw it. Let me get a drink here. This has been a fun game so far. Everybody was worried about Dallas being able to compete with Philly, but man, they're giving them everything they can handle. And I'd love to know they don't release the Circa Survivor selections because they're also not due until Saturday. But I'm wondering how many people selected Philly. I guarantee it's at least 600. I mean, there's going to be close to, it could be 20,000 people in that Circa Survivor contest. And if you're unfamiliar, that's the one where you have to pick a team each week to just win the game, but you can only use each team once. It's also a $1,000 entry, and that's winner take all. So you're talking 20,000 entries. That's $20 million that will be won by, it's usually somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 or less entries end up making it all the way out of the 20,000. But like last year, I think it was 14 grand or 14 million. Each person took like 2 million, and then they played the final week to determine, who would win. Like they chopped it the 7th week, the last week, which is there's 20 weeks in the Survivor contest. But I would love to know how many people have Philly and are just sweating right now that they're going to lose in the first week of the contest. But all right, back to the Circa Millions. This Packers-Lions game is intriguing for, so many reasons. I think the Packers are the right side in this game. Home, they just got that great defensive player in Micah Parsons. Hopefully his back is in good shape and he can get ready for the game. They were already a decent defense to begin with. Their offense has got plenty of firepower. My biggest concern when it always comes to the Green Bay Packers is their special teams. Man, their field goal kicking, their extra point kicking, and their kick coverage has been horrendous during the LaFleur era. But hopefully they got it figured out this year, and that's not going to be an issue. But the Lions are also loaded too, but they lost both coordinators. And that's going to have an effect on the game. And they lost Ragnow, their great center that's been an anchor for that team, for that unit. Oh, you almost intercepted it. And so this one I like. I like the Packers. I really do. But we're also seeing that now Green Bay is -1.5. So there's more money coming in on the Packers to move the number. where Lions are only getting 1.5 points now instead of the full 3. But man, the Lions really got a lot of firepower too. This is a game where I don't think I want to sweat because it could go either way. That I might just leave it alone and just enjoy it as a fan. I might end up placing some kind of prop bet on it or something like that. But oh man, way over his head. I might just want to enjoy this one as a football fan and just watch the game and not have any action on the side. I mean, the total in that game is 47.5. I'd like to take the over in that one. I expect some points in that game. We could have I got Brandon Aubrey on my fantasy team kicking a field goal. And he made it. All right. Cowboys are winning 17-14. Oh, shit.
This is the farmer's dog turkey. Apparently, this is also turkey. But only one actually looks like turkey. Since only one is gently cooked without the ultra processing.
I forgot to change that. We are nearing the end of the second quarter. I didn't change that. First stream of the year. And hopefully we might end up shortening it. I might not do the full watch for the entire game. I know not a lot of people want to watch sports betting video during their while they're watching the actual games, but this was a special occasion. It's the first game of the year. I mean, it's just been a great game so far, other than the fact that out of the 4 touchdowns, they've all been rushing, and everything I needed was passing. So not great start on that front, but other than that, it's been pretty entertaining. But yeah, so when it comes to Packers-Lions, I think I'm not – this won't make it into my top 5 for the Circa contest. Now, here we go. Rams at Texans. This is one I really like. This is actually moved to Rams minus 3.5, but even though I'm not getting that extra half a point, I like the Texans in this game. Who knows what's going on with Matthew Stafford's back? They've been very secretive about it. He's obviously missed most of the training camp because of it, and I can only imagine they're going to end up giving him a shot before the game and to numb him up, but that'll only last so long. And this Texans defense, man, they can really get after the quarterback, and I could see them rocking his world. Now, Puka Nacua is great, and Kyron Williams is great. Obviously, Sean McVay always has a good plan, and the Rams' defensive front, they were pretty good last year. Remember, they started out really slow, and then they got better as the season progressed and ended up winning the division and making the playoffs last year. But I just think they're going to get off to another slow start. Indoor game, so no weather issues. It's probably going to be nice inside LA in the SoFi Stadium. And I just think the Texans with C.J. Stroud, I know that Mixon's down, but I actually like Chubb. I put him on my bench in fantasy because I think this is his second year back from that knee injury, and I think he's going to be fresh. He may, at least for the beginning of the year. I could see him being fresh, so get as much value out of him as you can. I think he'll do the job for the first maybe 6 weeks of the season, and then you might start to see his numbers drift off. But this is on my short list, even though I'm getting a bad number in terms of the consensus numbers out there at 3.5. I still like the Texans. I like them to win the game straight up. The fact that I'm getting the full field goal in the contest, I just don't think the Rams are going to repeat their success that they had at the end of last year, the beginning of this year. I think it's going to take a little bit of time for them to get going, get in the swing of things. And I do expect the Texans to win this game outright. So this is on my list of potential plays for the Circa, and we'll see where the line moves throughout the week. by Saturday when we do the final submission. Now, arguably the best game of the week. Repeat of playoff game last year. Lamar Jackson going in to Buffalo to take on Josh Allen and the Bills. Right now, Buffalo is getting a point at home, and the consensus is Baltimore minus 1.5. I like the Ravens in this game. Lamar Jackson has been outstanding in the regular season. I think their team is loaded, both defensively and offensively, and I think the Bills, their offensive wide receivers, they're not great. They're dealing with some injuries, and their defense, they're like plugging holes with these, cast-offs from other teams, these retreads. And, we got to see how it works. I know Sean McDermott's a great defensive coach, but he hasn't been able to get it done in the playoffs. I honestly think this is going to be an Andy Reid situation, like where if he doesn't get it done again, even though they've had so much success and been to the playoffs over and over again, been to the AFC Championship game, he's going to get fired. They're going to bring in somebody else. There's just like Andy Reid when he was with Philadelphia. Like, you're just not getting over the hump. We've given you all these chances. We've got to move on to somebody else. I do think that's going to happen. I mean, they got the new stadium being built. They've got to get a Super Bowl in Buffalo. But I think they start off 0-1. I think Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, he was my number one pick in fantasy. I think they're going to have a big game. They've got Mark Andrews. I think Isaiah Likely's not going to play. I think he's still hurt. But you got Zay Flowers. And then you've got their defense. Their defense is loaded. Their secondary is great. Harbaugh's always got them ready. And their special teams are always that X factor. They've got a good young kicker. They don't have Tucker anymore. But their special teams always ready to go and makes plays that gives their team an opportunity for cheap points. So I think that could certainly be a factor for the Ravens against Buffalo. So I just think this game's going to be popular. I think both sides are going to get a lot of picks. But I think the Ravens are going to be the more popular side. But again, this is the beginning of the season, and I'm not too concerned about being in the consensus top 5 or top 7 picks. Because as long as they win, right now, that's all that matters. So this is on the list. I'm going Baltimore. I'm getting a 0.5 point in value right now. So, yeah, I am certainly looking at this one. And I think Lamar might have a chip on his shoulder. What do you have? 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and he had over 1,000 yards rushing last year and didn't win MVP. So, he's got 2 of them. So, he'll probably get another one at least in his career. He's still young. I think he's only 27 years old. But I'm sure he's going to go in there a little, okay, they gave you the trophy last year. I'm going to show you exactly who the best player in the NFL is. And he's going to make a statement early. So, yeah, Baltimore is definitely on the radar as a play in my top 5. And now the Monday night game, which, again, is always a popular game. People are going to watch it. It's prime time. So they want to add it to their card because they know that it's going to be a big game. It's going to be on television. So they can chill and watch it and sweat their plays. So these are normally popular games. So unless I can't find something in the other games to fill the card, the 5 picks, I tend to try to steer clear of Monday night. But this is a good matchup. Division rivals. Going deep. He's got it. Dotson. Nice. His over for receiving yards was 7.5 yards. Damn, I didn't play that. He just caught like a 40-yard bomb. 51. He got that over in one play. Bang. This is a great matchup, though. Division rivals. Bears opening up at home against Minnesota. Minnesota, who had such a great season last year, but a lot of it was, I don't want to call it smoke and mirrors, but they had a lot of non-offensive scores, particularly by the defense, that were deciding factors in some of their games, and I just don't know if they're going to get that same type of defensive scoring this year. Obviously, the Bears went out, made a bunch of moves, brought in some players, built up their offensive line. Their defense is looking good. And with the Vikings, you've got J.J. McCarthy, who is basically a rookie, second-year quarterback who didn't play at all last year because of a severe knee injury where he tore both ligaments. And now he's got to try to not only come back from that, dump off. Oh, juked him. Not only do they have to worry about J.J. McCarthy's inexperience as a quarterback, but they also have to worry about his knee and how he's going to feel in live action with live tacklers and people diving at his legs. You know, he's been protected all preseason. You know, they haven't asked him to do much. I mean, he did play in some preseason games, I believe, but not much. And obviously he's wearing a red jersey in practice. So how's he going to feel with the guys diving around his legs, even though he's got an incredible supporting cast on offense? And then you got Williams, who was basically running for his life last year because the offensive line was just like a revolving door. And now actually has an offensive line, has supporting players. They got Loveland in the draft to add to their offensive firepower. You know, they got Swift in the backfield, and then their defense. And if the special teams can contribute, I could certainly see the Bears winning this game. I mean, they're home dogs of 1.5. It's still sitting at 1.5. So basically, whoever wins this game is going to cover the spread. And I could certainly see Chicago doing it. I mean, Williams should make some second-year leaps, and I just don't trust J.J. McCarthy as a first-year quarterback coming back from a severe knee injury to get it done, particularly in his first game. Jalen's going to run again. He's going for the first down. Oh, damn. Or that was first down. Took out the sound guy. Got to keep your head on a swivel there, sound guy. He got blasted. But yeah, so those are the games that's as I see them right now. There's just there's so many good games to choose from, but you have to have a process of eliminating them down. So again, we take out these two, we take out the Falcons game, leaves us with these 13 games, and then you go through, pick out the ones that you like, the ones you want to steer clear of, like this Titans-Broncos game. And then from there, you start to eliminate them down. You go through the process of another fucking rushing touchdown. That's 5 touchdowns in this game, and all of them have been rushing touchdowns. All of them have been rushing touchdowns. Damn. Yeah, maybe they'll go for 2. No. Yeah, I mean, we don't have to submit our picks until Saturday, so you don't need to make any decisions right now. But it's good to eliminate the games you don't feel comfortable with. That way you can invest time in the games that you are comfortable with, and then decide, where you're at from there, and you can begin to, follow the numbers. Follow the spread. Follow the spreads, you know what I mean, to see what kind of line movement you're getting in the betting market. And, yeah, that's how we're going to do it this season. So there it is. That's my opinion on these week 1 contest lines. I think out of the 13 games, there were 1, 2... 3 games that I didn't really like. 4 games I didn't like. So that leaves me with 9 games to choose from. Some of them I've already bet, but just because I bet on it doesn't mean that it's going to be my in my Circa 5, because it's not only about the games you feel comfortable with, it's also about trying to score points where picking games where other players are going to maybe it won't be as popular, or going against the grain to and maybe gain a point. It's particularly early in the season. But 5-0 is what we're shooting for. You know, we want to start the contest off right. No negative weeks. What I've noticed in my time in these contests is if you go 5-0, you'll move up depending on where you are, but you'll move up like maybe a third of the positions. Like from where you are, you'll leapfrog almost a third of the entire field. If you go 4-1, you'll maybe leapfrog like a quarter to a 1/5 of the people in front of you. If you go 3-2, which is a positive week, you'll end up just basically staying right where you were. Like if you're in 1,000th position, you'll be in 1,000th position after you go 3-2. You don't really move up or down. And then 2 and 3, it's going to drop you down, you know, maybe a third. 1 and 4 is going to drop you down maybe like almost a half. And then going 0 and 5, man, that's just a death now. That just screws you. Because not only do you go 0 and 5, you don't score a single point and lose a week. But there's a group of people out there who went 5-0. So that's essentially a 10-point difference. So that's a killer, going 0 and 5. Those you want to totally avoid at all costs if you can, because it's just tough to try to make it up from there, and it's such a morale killer. You start questioning, your decision making. You start, should I pick this one when you're going? You also got to watch overconfidence. Uh oh. 44 seconds left. But yeah, so those are some of the strategies I try to watch, try to use, and that's also kind of what happens with the scoring in the Circa Millions. Like for me, my goal is to have 60 points by the end of the year. If I score 60 points, I know I'll be in the money somewhere where it'll at least probably be a 5-figure payday. You know what I mean? So that'd be a hell of an ROI for 18 weeks of work and $1,000 investment. But yeah, that's my take on the Circa Millions 7 lines to start week 1. Now we'll just start watching the remainder of this game. I mean, this has been a barn burner. Except for what's killing me is every single touchdown has been a rushing play. And of course, I have a bunch of players on my fantasy team who are receivers who ain't doing anything. And I have a bunch of parlays and stuff that are just getting killed. Meanwhile, this guy's got Jalen Hurts, my opposition in fantasy. He's killing me right now. Dude's got 2 rushing touchdowns. It's killer. Ooh. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. I mean, oh, he smacked him in the face. Roughing. My other opponent's got Saquon. A.J. Brown has 0 yards. I mean, man. Dak Prescott, his over-under for passing yards was like 279, I think it was, somewhere like 271 maybe, but it was up there. He got 108 yards. George Pickens, 1 reception for 6 yards, 2 targets, killing me. killing me. And then AJ Brown, he's not even on the the sheet. He doesn't even have a target yet. I mean, what's going on here? Yeah, give him a shot. I have Aubrey. He's 2 for 2 on extra points, one field goal. He's on my ESPN fantasy team. Oh, he caught it. There we go, Pickens. All right. Hmm, 15 seconds. All right. Yeah, there's my fantasy team. Yeah, just throw the ball to him. How about that? I would love that, Dak. That would be awesome. Whatever you do, don't mess this up. We got to spike it. Okay, so Aubrey's going to have a shot at a long field goal. Gonna ice the kicker. All right. Come on, Audrey. Oh, well, we got the score change before the actual update there. That's why I drafted him, though. All right, 21-20. But we are going to take a commercial break during halftime, and we'll be back in the third quarter to finish off the rest of this watch party. back for the second half. We got us a barn burner. Now that 8.5, 7.5 is starting to play into the score, because with a touchdown they go up 8. Ooh, big hit, big hit. And we got, I mean, look at this. 5 touchdowns, all rushing. And anytime touchdown score, he doesn't even have a reception. George Pickens, 2 receptions. Where is he at? Pickens right here, 2 receptions for 15 yards. Dak, 0 touchdown passes. Hurts, 0 touchdown passes. I'm getting slaughtered. I need another half like the first half, but all passing instead of rushing. He's got the first. But yeah, the fact that AJ Brown isn't even on the page here is like incredibly frustrating. This dude's already got 2 rushing touchdowns to start the season. The person I'm playing in fantasy has Jalen Hurts. He's got over 20 points already. I'm getting killed. The only thing that's a saving grace is I have Aubrey, the kicker for the Cowboys, and he's made all of his kicks so far. Yeah, he's got 11 points. Well, this guy's got AJ Brown and Saquon. The other one is I don't have that up anymore. Yeah, that's a man right there. You got to tackle Saquon. He don't fall over. They're just Dallas's defensive line is just getting blown off the ball. 107 yards already. Or no, I mean 144 to 50. $53-yarder. Not much going on there. Dallas has they got to hold them to a field goal, if anything. And right now they're 41, basically. They're just outside of field goal range. It would be a long field goal. Uh-oh. Well, they ain't getting no field goal now. That's what Dallas needed right there. Wow. They can't stop the run for shit, but they can definitely get after the quarterback. Now this is the key with Dallas teams, because they've been very undisciplined in the past. Do not get a penalty on 3rd and 18 that gives this team an automatic first down. That would be a killer. All right, that looked clean all the way around. No flags. 40-yard line. Do they go for the field goal? If he misses this, man, Dallas has got incredible. I was worried about that if they were going to call it, but he didn't take many steps when he hit him. If he misses this, man, Dallas is going to have really good field position. This is important. Ooh, did he get it? Yeah, he had enough. Dude had enough leg. Now that 8.5, 7.5, it's gonna start playing in now with this 4-point lead. It all depends on what Dallas does on this next drive. If they score a touchdown, the Eagles are they're playing from behind, which they're not bad at, but they can run the ball at will basically right now. But the spread is certainly going to come into play, because if the Eagles get one of those late fourth quarter scores that puts the game away, puts them up by, what would it be, 11 points, and then Dallas will try to run a hurry up offense and something will happen, and then that'll be the game, and they'll cover the 8.5. They'll cover everything. That's the most likely scenario, what I'm seeing, unless Dallas can score on this drive. Because if you give Philly back the ball, especially on like a 3-and-out, they're just going to pound it with Saquon, Jalen, Dylan. I'd be shocked if they throw it more than 2 times, and they're just going to ram it right down them and score a touchdown. I said they got 23 carries for 145 yards and 3 touchdowns as a team, the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, Jalen's got 48 on those scramble touchdowns, but still. Barkley's got 61 on 11 carries. Shipley's got 3 for 26, and then Dylan's got 3 for 10. So everybody's getting positive yards. Yeah, Dallas has got to put together a drive. And they're sitting at 44. I'd have 47. The nice thing is Dallas is going to be throwing the ball. You know that. Look at the difference in those rings. He just couldn't find a spot to turn it upfield. Of course, they go right to the ground. George Pickens. I need him to score a touchdown. And he got rolled up on. All right, you got to get this first down, guys. This is like the game. Yeah, he got it. Barely, but he got it. 3 runs in a row. So what did everybody eat? What are you eating during the game? I had buffalo wings earlier. Oh! Damn, he got rocked. And getting ready to make some hard shell tacos for the second half. So he's down. We got a man down. Man down. Well, we got a man down. They're going to take a commercial break. I will be right back. Oh, just in time. Big play by Miles Sanders. And Dallas is knocking on the door in the red zone now. We need a passing touchdown. Come on, Dak. Get George Pickens involved. Miles Sanders getting run down from behind. Uh-oh. We got us a flag. The refs are getting involved now. Hope it's not against Dallas. You're going to end up kicking another field goal. Face mask. Oh, Pickens. You can't do that. Dude, I'm not going to be able to start you again if this is how you're playing. Dude, you're killing me, Pickens. 2 receptions, 15 yards. At least you got to throw the ball now. I don't want it to give away the score. That one always the scoreboard changes before the play on television. Oh, terrible. Terrible. That was not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. Tell you what, Dallas kicks a field goal here. A lot of people out there are going to be sweating. What number did you get? Did you get 8.5? Did you get 8? Did you get 7.5? Did you get 6.5? There's going to be a lot of people sweating because that 1-point lead with Philly getting the ball is going to start to put pressure on that. Uh-oh. Oh, damn, he got rocked. That's a flag. Hit him. Defenseless receiver. He hit him in the head. First and goal at the 1-yard line. Gee, I wonder what they're going to do. You think they're going to try to run it in? The 15-yarder. So they're not even getting at the goal line, but they got the first down. Come on, Dak. Throw it in there. Wow. What a turn of events. What a turn of events. Wow. Tacos are done.